What I did not know before I got into business and entrepreneurship, what I did not know about what happens on the online world to make my voice count. Well, if you were anything like me, I figured if I had a website, I'm good. I'm good to go because then somebody could find me. But when you realize the vastness of www, which is the World Wide Web, then you realize that you're really just a drop in the ocean of the World Wide Web with your website. And if your website cannot tell the next person what its solutions, better yet, if your website cannot even be found because it's not optimized for search, meaning your SEO, your search engine optimization, is not on point, boy oh boy, you're going to go through some tough times ahead. And that is what I learned over the course of my business. But let me go into depth so that by the time you get to the end of this video, you will learn how your online footprint matters, that your website having pretty pictures doesn't count, and how could you actually drive people to get to your website so that they can know more about you. Welcome to my channel. My name is Genevieve Stafford Jack. Today, we are all about Entrepreneur Wednesday and sharing with aspiring entrepreneurs and those building their offline business online on how best to make their voice count online amidst a loud noise that is online. The first point that I'd like to share with you is your online footprint matters, but not necessarily the way that you think. Here's an example. You know, when you go out on Thursdays, Fridays, weekends, I'm not saying cut out your social life. I'm saying when you do go out and you have all sorts of interesting pictures, and then you are tagged by very interesting people, which are all your friends, because after all, we should have fun. What I learned is that sometimes if you're freelancing your skill, such as I did, the organizations that are looking at you for you to come on board with them for a period of time are looking at your Facebook and thinking, you've got to be kidding me. This person is going to be carrying my brand. Somehow, I don't think so. The second thing that I learned as an entrepreneur is that building a website is more than pretty pictures. Because you see, the pretty pictures will keep people on there for 5 minutes, but it's not quite meaningful in a way where it's going to keep people constantly engaged with me. What I've seen on other websites, there's like a whole CV, your mission, your vision, your all of these 12 things before I actually can get to how you're going to solve my problem. So what I'd like you to do, right? Think of it this way. When you go to Google, 9 out of 10 times, and this is just a general assumption, you're looking for something. You want to understand something, right? So you're looking for a solution because you've got a temporary problem. And you go into Google and you type what your problem is. Google is going to respond. But now what Google does is, in the background, there's a young algorithm that goes on and says, this person is looking for this, and by the sounds of what they're looking for, this website could bring that solution. Now, is your website optimized for search? Meaning, do you have the right keywords behind your website to make Google bring you back as an option? And as I went on in my journey, I realized, flip, I don't have that going. This is a lot of hard work that I need to be doing. And I've kept on working and chiseling away at it because there's a lot of people that pay to be on the top page of Google. And those that have had their websites optimized since day one are dominating the first page of Google. And I was like, entrepreneur, you have a problem. How are you going to fix this problem? And this is how I fixed my problem. I learned the art of running competition. I learned the art of giving value to people who are interested in the things that you are teaching and that you are doing, whatever services that you provide. So for example, right now, To build and expand a lot more on my social media footprint, I've decided to run a competition. In this competition, I'm not just giving away something meaningless, I'm giving away property investing, training, and coaching, which is really coveted in the communities that I frequent. And I figured, if as an entrepreneur, one of the things that people most know me for, if I can take that service and highlight it, they don't have to know me about everything else, right? But if I can elevate the one thing many people know me about, I will attract them to my website. So what I did is I got onto YouTube the other day, did a video, I'd gotten onto my website, and I created the free competition. But I said, do this action so that you can be entered in the competition. But do these other actions so that you can build up points for the thing you want. So if you are after something, you are going to follow those instructions, right? But the win-win situation is you're going to get the education and coaching that you need, but I'm also going to get some exposure by the other things that you do. For example, to share on your social media profile, hey, there's this competition and so is running it. Check out Genevieve's website. More people get to coming to my website. And I thought to myself, oh my days, why didn't I know this from the beginning? The second thing that I do to get people to my website is during the beginning of COVID, I figured if everybody is giving money, well, it felt like everybody, naughty, right? But if everybody is giving money, what do I have to give? How could I give and it also in turn benefits me? Because we always want to work in a win-win situation. Well, I do. I always want to work in a win-win situation. And I did something ridiculous. I created firstly a Facebook group and I said, I'm going to teach for free what I usually charge for. And after that, I'm going to take it to another level. The coaching that I also charge crazy amounts of money for, I'm going to have 3 people win this particular coaching. When I put all of it together, it was worth well over 100,000. What I did was I attracted many people to my Facebook group. Each evening, those that truly wanted to learn about property investing came to the training. And I was so pleased. In fact, I was actually overwhelmed. I did cry here and there. Yes, I can be a softie. But I realized there's so much power in creating a win-win situation. And then what I did is I did ask the community, what is it that you really enjoyed? What struggles do you have? That content I then extracted from the over 10 hours of content that I'd given them. And I extracted about 3 hours of that. And what did I do? I formulated it and I put it onto my website so that when people get to knowing about me, they can then go to my website to learn 3 hours free content about property investing. And I was like, that is a brilliant idea. So now what I do on YouTube is that I'm able to point people in that direction because look, it does something for you and it does something for me. What it does for somebody that's interested in property, they know they go into the description, they go straight through to the website, they can consume that content for free. And that's when they can make that decision. Okay, I like what she's taught me. I want to move forward with her. So what does that do? In turn, it gets my website recognized that people are coming here and they're being on your website and they're interacting with your content. Google likes that too. So as an entrepreneur, I needed to learn all these tips and tricks that happen in the back end so that when you go to Google to solve a problem, I become your solution. So I wonder, with the services that you have, how are you solving for those things? And I really wish way before starting in business that I knew these things about online, because the online world has pulled me in and I've literally gone and said, how could I do this better? How could I do that better? And it's this continuous improvement as I go along the way. Problems that I found along the way, I was able to then say, in this structure, if I put it in this structure and teach somebody else what I learned, yes, sometimes I had to pay for some courses. It's okay. I paid for multiple courses. And then I realized sometimes courses online are also pieces of a jigsaw puzzle that you need to put together. Again, such a big thing that I learned about having an online presence as an entrepreneur, that there's so many moving parts. And sometimes when you get into business, it's good that you've got the transactional skill. But a skill that you may be looking for, you then ask, what all goes into having a website? Maybe Google that, read that, talk to people around you. When you start getting that information, then you ask somebody, can you build my website? I want you to solve a problem, and this is the problem that I solve. How would you put it into the technical terms so that Google recognizes my website? But also over and above that, how could we put it into the easiest words on the front of the website that somebody that's reading my website realizes I am here to serve you, and I'm here to solution this particular thing that you're going through with the service that I have.